Want to learn some easy, convenient ways to pay rent?
And avoid late fees?
Welcome to Rent Made Easy.
Part of the Statesville Housing Authority's Keys to Home series. My name is Will Mary McCoy, HCV Assistant Manager at Statesville Housing Authority.
And I'm Joan Allison, Compliance Officer at the Statesville Housing Authority. Paying your rent online can be very easy. You can use your computer, your smartphone, your tablet. Pay online quick and easy with our Rent Pay portal right from the comfort of your own home. We'll walk you through the benefits of the Rent Pay portal and also MoneyGram.
Our goal is to make sure you feel confident and empowered when it comes to managing your rent. So let's dive in. Joan, what are some of the benefits of paying through the online portal?
The convenience of paying right from their home through a mobile device or the computer. They don't have to waste time or gas with going to pay for a money order and the expense of a money order. They can do it straight from their own home, and it'll avoid late fees.
That's very true. Who doesn't like the convenience? Would a resident have to log into the rent payment portal every month?
Yes. The initial setup can take a little bit of time, and they can set up a payment as a automatic monthly withdrawal, and having that payment made on time would eliminate their late fees. But everything can be done from home.
That's great. What if there's other charges like maintenance or excess utilities on their statement?
Well, once the regular monthly payment is deducted, then they would need to log back in and pay for any other charges like the maintenance fees or excess utilities.
Gotcha. Would they also have to do that if there is a change in their rent?
Yes. They would hopefully get a rent change letter with that rent change, and they should be able to have time to log in and change that automatic withdrawal. If not, then if it's an additional amount of their rent, then they would need to log in and do an additional payment.
Gotcha. With maintenance and excess utilities, is there a letter mailed just like it is for rent changes?
No. Any other charges like excess utilities or maintenance charges, they appear on their monthly statement. And if they do not receive that statement in time to adjust that monthly payment because they want to avoid those late fees and rent has to be paid by the 5th,
Right.
They would need to log in again and make that second payment for any other charges on their statement.
So there would be two separate payments.
That is correct.
Gotcha.
Yes.
With questions and concerns when it comes to their payments, do the property managers are happy to assist?
Yes, property managers, they can give them a call, and if they can't help them or don't know the answers, they'll find out an answer for them and call them back.
Gotcha. This is great information. So how does one go about using the rent payment portal? Where do they start?
Great question. And on our website, statesvillehousing.org, there's a tab under the quick links called Pay Online. It takes them to the rent payment portal. They'll use the Create a New User button, and the site walks them through step-by-step setting up their account.
Sounds pretty easy.
It is easy, but that initial setup does take a little bit of time. There are things that they could have readily available, like their account number, which appears on their monthly statement. They also need to know the name of the property where they live because the website is broken down by property locations. If they don't know the name of their property, they can call and ask their property manager. But Parkwood Village, Summit Village, Pine Acres, Oak Tree Village, there are 2 locations in Mount Holly, Holly Hills and Rollins Apartments. And there's also it's the elderly part over at Summit Village. It's the Section 8, so S8 NC, the multifamily Summit Village.
Gotcha.
But they, after the property name itself, they need to be sure they add Statesville, North Carolina, because the rent payment portal is a national website. So there could be that Oak Tree Village out in Los Angeles, California. So we want to be sure they get the Statesville, North Carolina one. And then after they've done those steps, there's a Pay Now button that will take them to the payment information.
Gotcha. So that will bring them to the next setup page, and that's when they will need to have their account number, correct?
Yes, that is correct. They'll ask for a email address, a cell phone number, and there's another password to have to create. This is a pretty good one. This one's 12 to 20 characters, but it's also a good safety feature for them.
Well, but it is an extra step to help keep their bank account safe, right?
Yes. That verification code will come to their email every time they log in, and then they would need to check their email for the verification code to key into the rent payment system to allow them access. And then on that setup, they will select if they want to use a debit card or a credit card or an actual bank account and put that information in there as well.
And then there's just a couple more basic steps there, and then their account's all set up. So next is the login information. It's already stored. It's easy to make payments from now on.
Right.
Is there any fees associated with online system?
The portal does charge a small convenience fee, but it saves gas and time. So I think it would be well worth our residents checking it out and seeing if it's something they would be interested in.
And you get a confirmation email from the rent payment portal once the payment is complete. Is that also correct?
That is correct. So that makes it even more helpful because with rent being due on the 5th, if it falls on a holiday or the office is closed, they can log into their online portal and still pay their rent on time because it's time-stamped at the time the payment is completed within the rent payment portal.
Gotcha. So that's another convenience. So until the 5th of the month, you have until 11:59 p.m. to pay on time. When will their payment show posted to SHA?
Since the payment is time-stamped online, depends on, when the employee pulling it down and posting it. So they could post it on the 10th or whenever, but they still get credit for it being made on the 5th as long as it is done by the 11:59. But it usually takes 24 hours or so before the payment will show up for SHA to be able to post.
So just to go back one, it takes 24 hours for the payment to show up on the payment portal, but the resident will get credit for the time that they process that payment.
That is correct, yes.
Is there anything else we can share with the audience about the convenient ways to pay rent?
I'm glad you asked. There is also MoneyGram. So if wherever you go to purchase a MoneyGram money order, I guess, you can do their form. There's a special account number for that you would have to get from your property manager or from the accounting department. But you don't have to bring that money order back to the office. It is paid through a receiver code, and all that information is on the piece of paper that the property manager will give you. So it just still, the convenience of it is wonderful.
Being able to pay your rent while you shop.
Exactly. So anywhere MoneyGram is sold, the grocery stores, or even if it's just the special Pay Now store or whatever, they can get the MoneyGram through there.
So the form that they have to get will come from their property manager
That is correct. Or the accounting department.
at Statesville Housing Authority.
Yes,
Doesn't have our logo on the rent payment form, but the payment comes to SHA regardless.
that is correct. It comes through rent pay. It's still going to look like they're paying rent payment, but it gets posted to their account at Statesville Housing Authority.
Nice. What if a resident transfers to another home within Statesville Housing?
Well, at that point, because your account number follows the address where you live, so that's how all it's tracked in rent payment. So you will have a different account number, not only with MoneyGram, but you would also have a different account number for the rent payment portal. So if you have that monthly withdrawal set up, you're going to need to go in and adjust to your new address. Maybe even choose a new property name. You may have moved from Parkwood Village. You may now be living in Summit Village. So it just kind of changes and it keeps up with where you are. So rent payment goes by your location.
Gotcha. So with this option, which is MoneyGram, it can't physically be done from home, but like we said, it could be done while you're out shopping, running errands, which is also very convenient.
Yes, definitely. So it will still, they don't have to bring that money order back to the office. They don't have to worry about the office being closed, not getting there by 5 o'clock or Monday through Thursday. They can pay their rent over the weekend. However they need to, that would be convenient for them.
But with MoneyGram, there is a small fee.
Yes, there is.
Right. Well, thank you, Joan. I think you shared some key information with our audience concerning our online payment portal, which again can be found on our homepage of our website.
Thank you, Will Mary. And thank you for watching. And remember, if you ever have any questions about anything you've heard today, do not hesitate to reach out to your property manager or the accounting department.
Or feel free to call us at our office. Our team is here to help.